We're going to be talking about Colombian music today. I'm excited. This is a subject near and dear to my heart. There's a lot of really great music coming out of this country. You've probably heard of Colombian artists such as Shakira, Karol G, and J Balvin, but have you heard of Juanes? Juanes is a singer-songwriter from Medellin. He just released his 11th solo studio album, Juan Esteban, last week. We're gonna be talking about Juanes and 3 other Colombian artists, so let's jump right in. Juanes is a really interesting figure. He's from Medellin. For those of you that don't know, Medellin is where Pablo Escobar was from. This was back in the 1980s. There was that show Narcos a few years back, which was apparently pretty popular because when I was in college, whenever I told anyone that I was a Spanish major, they would always ask me the same question. Did you see Narcos? So I've never seen Narcos, but what was a Netflix binge session for you was real life for Juanes. This was his childhood. He had to grow up in this atmosphere where there were bombings and murders and kidnappings. So Juanes started playing guitar at the age of 7. Music was his escape. And early on in his career, Juanes was actually the frontman for a metal band called Ecomosis. And you could really see how, for a young person, this type of heavy metal music could be cathartic given the circumstances. Ecomosis wasn't as successful as Juanes had hoped, so in the late 90s, he quit the band and moved to the United States to pursue a much more successful solo career. And as I said in the introduction, he just released his 11th studio album. It's called Juan Esteban. Very much a pop rock sound with some orchestral elements. I've been listening to it. I haven't gotten all the way through, but I've been enjoying it so far. All right, that brings us to our next artist, Béele. Béele is an artist from Barranquilla, northern coast of Colombia. This is the same city that Shakira is from. The two actually just collaborated last year on a new version of Hips Don't Lie with Ed Sheeran, and this was for Spotify. Really hot artist right now. His music isn't so much reggaeton as it is Afro beats, and I feel he has a really distinct timbre to his voice. Not unlike Shakira. He is a very young guy, but I feel like he does have a bright future ahead of him. He's already made quite the name for himself. Béele's debut album, Borondo, was released in May of last year, and I think it's worth checking out. That brings us to Ela Minus. Ela Minus is a badass. Ela Minus, like myself, is a drummer turned electronic music producer. She's originally from Bogota, the capital of Colombia, so her music is very much electronica. She's a good example of an artist who's from Latin America, but I would never consider her music as being Latin. She sings in both English and Spanish. And her second album, Dia, was released a little over a year ago, but I've been really listening to it a lot recently, and I definitely recommend checking it out. That brings us to our last artist, Verito Asprilla. This artist is a young woman from the Pacific coast of Colombia, a town called Tumaco. Verito is very much a rapper, and her sound is kind of Afro beats meets reggaeton with a hip-hop influence and a Pacific Coast influence. I really like her newer songs she has up on her YouTube. She did a collaboration with Lee Saumet of Bomba Estéreo, who are also from Colombia, called Apoteósica, and this song is a certified bop. It gets my stamp of approval. Her debut album, Once Once, was released yesterday, but as of the time of this recording, it hasn't been released yet. So I'll get back to you on that one. Definitely excited to watch this young woman in the years to come. All right, thank you very much.